Yeah, debate the Jewish guy on what the first night of Hanukkah is. That's always a good idea.
Bro, are you sure about that?
What the fuck? Like, what goes through your brain?
Because our holidays
Like,
start
I know
our
I'm
holidays
right.
our holidays start at night, sundown.
It was like that episode of Seinfeld where George tries to argue with Russell Dalrymple about what night Blossom is on CBS. And he's like the president of CBS. Look who I'm arguing with here, the king of the Jews.
You sure about that, JewBacca?
Well, happy Hanukkah, JewBacca. I was going to say an early happy Hanukkah, but it's not early at all.
No, you're actually late. Sun went down 3 hours ago.
Slacker.
Someone else went down about 10 minutes ago over there, Jay.
Yeah, seriously.
As we get older and start pulling muscles simply by sneezing, we're saying it more and more. I am too old for this shit. But sometimes someone comes along, a man, who says, get out of the way, pussies. I am not too old for this. I can still do this at a high level. That is exactly what Mr. Phillip Rivers did this week, the new starting quarterback, believe it or fucking not, for the Colts. We'll get into that and all things aging today, as well as Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs being out of here. Finally, the Jets have something in common. This is the Week 15 episode of The Forced Fumble. I am DePro. I am joined as always by JewBacca and JD. So, guys, the Chiefs are gone. Like, this is a reality. How do you feel about it? Do you think it's a changing in the guard, just an off year, or what do you think?
You know, I think it's been 10 years of making the playoffs for the Chiefs. I think time's up. It's going to be weird to see Patrick Mahomes roll out like a Madden glitch like he usually does and not see Collinsworth lose his mind as if he's never seen a forward pass be thrown before. But it's interesting though, right, guys? I mean, for once now we let the rest of the AFC breathe and the chokehold is off.
I was talking to two different people this week about just the parity, and that I can't remember being this deep into an NFL season in recent memory, saying you could make a case for 7 or 8 different teams to win the Super Bowl. With how the season had been playing it out, like you could make a case for the Broncos, you could make a case for the Patriots, obviously, and the Seahawks, and that Houston Texans defense lately is crazy, and you could probably go 10, 12 deep if I'm throwing in Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, but your Bears, JD,
Or two in the NFC again,
and I love that parity. I love that. I think it's going to make for a really exciting next 2 months.
Every year I look at the playoff picture. The Jets are not in it. So I try to like fantasize about what matchup would really excite me. And it always winds up being the one that I don't care, like Patriots, Eagles. Like I have no rooting interest. I don't really care. So what would you want to see? And what would be like worst case scenario? Worst case scenario for me is Patriots, I don't know, Rams, like a team that has won the Super Bowl in the past like 5 to 6 years with Stafford. So nobody really to pull for. And of course, the Patriots I'm not pulling for. How do you guys feel?
I was going to say Patriots, right?
Damn.
Because Drake May is like the leading MVP candidate in my mind right now.
Yep.
And the Rams are just an exciting team who, when they're on, they're on. So I'd love to see those two kind of go head to head. How about you, Baca?
So I love the Seahawks home games. I love the energy of the fans. I think, listen, anytime somebody can win a Super Bowl as a quarterback who was drafted by the Jets, I think that's hilarious. So I'd like to throw the Seattle Seahawks in there. I also would have loved to see Baker Mayfield go on a run, but over the last 2 weeks, they've obviously really shit the bed. As far as the AFC, I'm with you. I've always liked Vrabel. I've always liked the way he handled his business. And if not them, also in the AFC East, I'd love to see Josh Allen kind of finally win one. So, give me a Bills Seahawks Super Bowl. I'd be all over that.
That's cool
Bills,
too.
Lions, Bills, Seahawks. That would be wonderful. Speaking of a player going back home, it's kind of like Aaron Glenn going to the Jets. Same kind of energy, right, guys?
Yeah, right there.
Better result though.
But let's going back to KC. I find it interesting, like Travis Kelce scenario. What does he do now? He was contemplating retirement this past year.
He's gone. He doesn't need to do this anymore. He really, I don't think he's got the love of the game anymore. He's got that Hollywood lifestyle now. He's got a podcast. It's probably one of the top 5 podcasts in the country right now.
Definitely.
Making big, podcast money. And
he's finally got time to focus on what really matters to him, and that's the off season. I honestly think Kelsey, he's the he could be like the perfect producer for Swift's next album drop because he's been dropping third downs like surprise singles all year this year.
But I'm gonna talk about the thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about with him is that yes, I'm sure he's thrilled for his future wife's success, but at the same time, he probably feels like he's on the downturn. His ego took a hit this year. You know, he's already
Big
going to
time.
be seen as Taylor Swift's husband. So, is it enough for him just to keep being successful in the media and doing the podcast thing? Probably not.
Great question. Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
see. Only time will tell.
Just Kansas City fans, bless their little barbecue sauced hearts, but I think they'll be okay.
So, guys, we saw our first snowfall of the year overnight in Jersey, and everybody has their own way of doing snow removal. So, what kind of guys are you guys? Are you guys like you wake up first thing in the morning, you want to get it out of the way right away, or you want to wait until you've had a good breakfast and punch it out over lunch, or do it in shifts? Like, how do you do it?
So ever since getting a snowblower years ago, I'm okay. Like I don't feel the need unless we're getting like 2 feet. I don't feel the need to do it in waves. First thing, as soon as it's socially acceptable on a Sunday morning, like this morning, wanted to make it to the farmer's market this morning. So by 9:30, I had the driveway cleared. I had 0.3 miles of sidewalk that I do because I have a corner property, and I always do neighbors as well. Cleared. I don't see the need to putz around and wait for breakfast, wait for a shit, wait for this.
Yeah,
Just
that's
get it done.
procrastination. Yeah, I agree. That's loser behavior. I think doing it in shifts is pretty counterintuitive. You're exerting almost the same amount of energy twice. So that's not productive. Chewbacca, I'm with you. The minute I can crank up my knock on wood, my 14-year-old snowblower,
Old
I
girl,
do it.
old girl.
Old girl, my other old girl.
Got
And
a lot of
no,
coolant.
I also do my neighbors too because I'm in Bergen County and people here don't know how to lift a finger for anything for themselves. So I do that for them and help them out. But no, seriously, I just kind of it's just something nice I like to do for my neighbors. None of them own one.
Guys, we're in our mid to late 40s at this point. Is there any consideration about I don't want to be that guy who dies of a heart attack doing something I don't even enjoy, right? So
Yeah.
I definitely there are moments where I'm like I'm going crazy and my son's not out of bed yet, whatever, because I have freaking 2 teenage boys who should be out there helping me, right?
One
Mhm.
hundred
Where I
percent.
think I stop and I go in, I take a little like 10-minute break and I go back out. And if you want to call that a shift, you want to call that loser behavior, that's fine. But I ain't dying out there on
No,
a
10-minute
But so
break.
you don't have machinery. You don't have a snowblower.
Ours broke about 7 years ago, and I just said, you know what? Like we've had mild winters. I just do the shoveling. Me and my son do the shoveling.
But you've got like what? You should be able to. At your age, you should be able to bang that out. Unless it's 8+ inches, you should be able to bang that out by yourself in one shift.
I don't know what to do with 8+ inches, if you know what I mean, JewBacca. But JewBacca, do you remember the one
Never
time
seen that before.
you came to my house in Butler and helped me shovel out? It was like a foot plus of snow.
I know
And
because you're helpless. I'm the type of person. I'm the type of person who I don't want to ask anybody for any help. You're the type of person you can't find enough people to
I
ask for help.
asked you one time for help.
Yeah.
And you offered. And you
I've also
seemed like
helped
you wanted
him.
to do it.
I've helped him move. Let's see, what else we're not close enough friends for me to have helped you move. But I
What is
helped
this,
you move
Seinfeld?
also. I've helped you move also.
I thought you thought Jay was being hospitable. But
No, because it says schmuck on my forehead and it says helpless on your forehead.
we're a perfect match then.
We are. I'm a perfect match for you.
Chewbacca will help you, but you're gonna damn well hear about it after he's done. I love that.
Told me
That's
afterwards
normally
that
not true. Just Joe. I wouldn't do that to you.
he said that I have shoveling ADHD because I will not focus on one area. I keep going around to like different areas. I have a very hard time.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan.
Sure
You gotta
that.
stick to the plan. I'm
You
with
must
him.
have woman parts in you somewhere. That's all I'm going to say.
You got to go there every time, don't you?
I'm not saying you have a vagina, but you got like some female brain chromosome things going on.
I do. I'm a feminist. How do you like that, JewBacca? What are you going to do with that? It's going to short circuit your brain. So, Philip Rivers, I mean, he's
Good
my
segue.
hero. Like, I love not every story that gets put out there in NFL media and gets talked about ad nauseum I like, but I absolutely love stories like this. How do you feel about his decision to return? Almost pulled off a victory against the vaunted Seahawks as well.
Yeah, he
despite being
looked
a 44-year-old grandpa.
He looked every bit a 44-year-old out there physically.
Yeah,
Um,
which is great
but
to
I
see.
think,
Fun.
yeah, it makes it fun. But I think him coming back at 44 is less about football, more of him trying to get out of the house with 9 kids screaming 6'7" at him. You know what I mean?
And there's
So
no way this happens if he's like a single dude. Like a
yeah,
single 40-year-old guy is not coming out of retirement for this.
yeah, he's got more kids than playoff wins, but yet somehow both numbers are still depressing. So here we are.
Resets his Hall of Fame clock by coming back.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love it.
I wonder if when he gets sacked, like the life alert bracelet goes haywire. You know, that's all
Dude,
that I can't
he's a
get up.
tough son of a bitch. He's old school. He was old school when he played, and now he's just old, but he's old school. I love it. I couldn't get enough of it. It was really aside. I was running all over the place today, so I made sure that I turned Philip Rivers into appointment TV when 4 o'clock came around. And even though we had people coming over, I was helping Marietta prep dinner, whatnot. That's a feel good story, especially because that's our like 46, 46, 47. That's our age demo, you know? That's
Yeah, I'm 49 actually.
There
He's
you go.
49.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the senior
Okay.
member. Like,
But yeah, he is. But like, just to put it in perspective, Philip Rivers is looked at as a fossil, and we are
yeah,
older than that fossil, all of us.
yes, by half a decade. Yeah, I am.
So obviously, Philip Rivers decided that he's not too old for this, right? But are there things in your life, like I said, as we are hitting middle age or fully entrenched in middle age, that you feel like you were simply too old to put up with this, either physically or mentally? JD.
JD, you look like you got something to go with. I don't know.
Definitely. I mean, for me, it is standing online for things, anything, uh, concert, club, grocery store, like you name it. There was a time where standing online felt good, felt like almost like anticipation building, and I'm excited.
And
Now
you're
it's
in the
just an
place, and you were in the place to be. You were
yeah,
just yeah.
definitely. Now it's just an aching reminder standing online that I don't have cartilage in my knees anymore. And then also too, if you're standing online, I don't know about you guys, you ever get like the line talker, like the guy who just has to start talking to you?
That's
Hey
me.
man,
That's kind of me too.
Yeah, it's both
what
of
are you
us.
here for? At this point, the only line I'm willing to stand in is at the pharmacy. And even then, I'm scrolling WebMD to try to figure out what's actually going to kill me first. The illness that I was just diagnosed with minutes ago by the hack doctor at the Ameti Center, or the hey there Delilah playing over the Walgreens PA system while I wait in line. So that's me. How about you, DePro?
Appreciate that, JD. I think it depends on, the mood I'm in or what I'm actually waiting for. But for me, something that I feel like I'm too old for this shit, it is being in a loud place and trying to socialize with people who I want to talk to. And this happened a few weeks ago. So, right around Thanksgiving, me and some family were going to meet up at this place. And I made the cardinal mistake of not taking the lead and saying, let's just go to this little bar here where it's kind of quiet. We can actually talk. So, my cousin said, let's go to this place in Hawthorne. And we got there, and I should have known because we pulled up and there was valet parking. I said, this cannot
Oh
be good at all.
shit!
So you can hear the thumping bass outside, right? So me and my brother-in-law get inside there, it's just Goomba Central. It's like Italian New Jersey hell in this place. And as much as I love my heritage, this is not the place that I wanted to sit down and have a beer with my cousins.
Is this
And
DePro? Is this one of those places like with bottle service and tables and that whole
yeah,
thing?
yeah, super
Fuck
bougie,
that.
which is not me at all. The guy, my cousin who planned it, it's his type of place. And 10 minutes in, we're like, I'm shouting and you can't hear me. Like, let's fucking go.
We ran into that the other night. You and I did at our company holiday party where I was like, this is the DJ room. I purposely don't walk in here because I can't hear anyone saying anything. Like
Yeah, what's the point then?
you can't have
What's
a
the point?
conversation. So we
Yep.
we got our food and sat in another room where, it was social enough and it was fun. But
Yeah,
whatever. We're
we
old.
figure out what works as we get older. JewBacca, how about you?
So in my 20s, I would have gone to just about any sporting event. I would have soaked it up. I would have loved, tailgating, drinking all day, having a great time, whether weekday or weekend, didn't care. I've grown to the point, like I mentioned I don't forget what week it was, but I went to my first NFL game in years. My first time at Giants MetLife
Chiefs game,
Stadium.
yeah.
I just don't enjoy going to a sporting event live anymore. I've never been a concert goer either. I don't want to wait online for a bathroom. I don't want to wait online for food. I just I I'm done with all of that. You have FOMO in your 20s. I no longer have FOMO.
Well, JewBacca, you had me until you said concerts, because I feel like, and obviously, like that's your prerogative, but I feel like the only difference there is like 99% of the time you can get the fan experience at home just as easily, and you're not really missing all that much. But at least the concert experience gives you something that you cannot get by watching on TV. So for me,
Yeah.
that's worth it. But all the other stuff,
But you're like a music
yeah, I'm a music
you're
person. Yeah.
you're a big music person, and I love music and I know a lot of music, a lot. I just yeah, concerts just don't do it for me.
So I'll give you guys a quick one for me is sticking with friendships that are no longer working. I'm getting a little bit better with that, with not hanging out when it doesn't make sense to. And I should have known this years ago, because when I was in high school, a girl did this to me. We were very close. I was friends with her and her sister, and I didn't hear back from her. She wasn't answering my phone calls for like a couple of weeks. And I asked her sister, I said, what's the deal with your sister? Wasn't she call me? And she's like, she thinks you're boring.
Whoa.
And she's kind of over the friendship. And I was fucking, like, I wasn't heartbroken because we weren't like that close, but I felt like a piece of shit because I thought I was worthy of somebody's time and friendship. And she just cut me loose and didn't look back. Looking back, I
Yikes.
kind of respect it.
DePro, more
Different.
like
Yeah.
ZZZ Pro.
See,
Wow,
bro,
what a dud.
she went for the addition by subtraction approach.
Yeah.
That is an excellent, excellent callback to a segment on this very show. So, guys, speaking of, I'm too old for this shit. I'm not too old for this shit. We're not sure if we're too old for this shit. Let's talk about some players who we would like to see, in addition to Phillip Rivers, we would like to see step back onto the field for one last run, one last shot at glory. It has to be a player who could, within the realm of possibility, still play today. So, JewBacca, starting with you, who would you like to see come back and have another run at it?
So I'm gonna go with two D linemen and JJ Watt and Aaron Donald. I think they both had gas in the tank, years left to just do their thing. I think just like Andrew Luck a few years prior, I think they just stepped away, uh, had made their money, and just quality of life obviously meant more to them than the glory. But I'd love to see either one of those guys come back to the glory.
And JewBacca, well, Aaron Donald went out at his peak, had won a Super Bowl already, right? But
Yep.
JJ Watt kind of went out on, he was starting to go on the downturn. He wasn't quite the player he was. But he'd be great to come back to the Texans so he could come back just in time for another first round exit, which is their yearly tradition. So,
I love that.
JD, how about you?
With me, I don't know about you guys, but do you ever watch a player and you're just like, oh my God, I wish he was on my team, you know? So for me, that guy is Luke Kuechly. And so Kuechly retired in 2020 at age 28. A lot of injuries. I think
Concussion.
concussions too with him. Yeah. At 28, you're barely old enough to rent a car without getting questioned at the counter. And he's already hanging up the cleats, you know?
Yeah.
But to gush about him for a second, he was the kind of player really who made football feel smarter. Every snap, he'd be pointing, yelling, adjusting to audibles, adjusting to the adjusted audibles, like some caffeinated general out there, you know? He was here, there, everywhere, blowing up blockers, stupid good in INTs and run backs. I think the very thing that made him great was that relentless motor, that throw yourself into everything was probably what drove him out early.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
that's my guy.
So, guys, I considered all the players that you mentioned. Andrew Luck was somebody I considered as well. But if I'm being really, really honest with myself, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm sitting here and it's the first night of Hanukkah. Fucking Josh Rosen, man. Josh fucking Rosen. I believed in him so much when he was coming out of UCLA, and I wanted the Jets to grab him so bad. I thought he was our guy. Like, I was lobbying on social media for the Jets, because the Jets listened to me apparently, for them to draft him, the same draft that like Baker Mayfield went and Josh Allen went. And I'm like, give me the Hebrew hammer. Give me this motherfucker. And I just want him to have one last shot because I still feel so bad for the guy that, he made that speech about how like there's 11 teams that are going to regret it. And then they didn't regret it. So I feel bad for the guy. His career fizzled out and he was gone. Nobody remembers the guy anymore. And just come back to us, Rosen.
I think you could have asked 3,000 avid NFL fans, and not a single fucking one of them would have said Josh Rosen.
Give him a shot.
Not a single one.
Come back, kid. Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen's Booby and Zadie don't even want him back in the
Booby.
NFL. Jesus Christ, Josh Rosen.
Josh.
I love the Rosen pick. Did not see that coming, DePro. But really, I really wanted that kid in New York. Like Josh Rosen in the New York media cycle. That would have been fucking bombastic combination. So many good press conferences.
Well, it'd have been like the Tommy Cutlets, only with
only cooler.
Worst food
or whatever.
Worst food.
Joshy Knishes.
Apparently, we're recording this on Sunday, and tonight's the first night of Hanukkah. Although I'm not entirely sure. That's what JewBacca said, but I don't know. I still have to fact check that.
That's basically what any Jew would tell you. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. It's
You
not
sure
just me.
about that?
And
Not just me.
so next week, we will each be opening up, sight unseen, we'll be opening up gifts from each other on the air. I have JewBacca's gift over here in a box. I'm not opening it until the 7th day of Hanukkah, whatever it is. And we're going to have a little bit of fun with that because we love each other. I think it's going to be fun. Did you just so I know though, did you guys get for us something fun or something practical? Or do we have to figure, just wait and see?
Fun and practical for both.
And practical.
Mine are gag gifts. Whether JD wants to use them to get piped up for the playoff run for the Bears. Yours you cannot use until a certain big life event happens in your family.
It's a homemade. It's a vasectomy kit. A DIY.
But yeah, listen. I'll just be shocked if DePro gets his to us in time. I'll just be shocked.
That would be a Christmas miracle, yes, as they say.
Look, it's not my fault if it doesn't get there in time. I'm not the courier. But I think it said at the latest.
If you ship it out like on Wednesday, then yeah, it's your fault. I shipped mine out.
I ordered yours, guys, both of yours. Actually, JewBacca, I ordered yours first because if I don't want, I can deal with it if JD's is late. I cannot deal with it if yours is late.
In other words, he's going to hear about it.
That's right, because you'll hear about it.
Right.
Like helping you move, however many years ago.
Help me move like one couch. Stop it.
We fucking filled a straight truck that I borrowed from my father-in-law. I think stuff went to your house in Wayne. Stuff went to your mother-in-law's salon. So we brought the shit in 5 different directions.
That was a favor of a lifetime.
My God.
The sheer gratitude on display during the Christmas season is stunning, guys.
I think I remember him wanting to pay me, but he only had a 50 and asked me if I had change.
Oh man.
I feel like that happened. I might have just made that up. And if I did, I'm sorry, but I feel like something along that.
No, I think I tried to give you a 20 and asked you if you had change.
even better. Even better.
Oh my God, the Jewiest Italian ever.
The Italian Woody Allen, you know it.
You said it, we didn't.
Well, thanks for listening, guys, to The Force Fumble. Check us out on YouTube or on Instagram at The Force Fumble, or subscribe on Apple, Spotify. There are many things in life that I feel like I'm too old for. Shooting the shit and talking football with my guys is not one of them. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Fumble.
Later.